A few minutes if you don't mind. This is different for me. I'm using their words, but my words now. Normally I sit down with my eyes closed. I'm totally under their guidance now. And normally I don't look at people when I'm bringing information through because their face puts me off. I'm not saying that you're all ugly, but I used to get put off by the face. Now, if the face is doing that and I know it's coming through, then I stick to the story. I'm sure that there's those of you here who understand this. For when I feel the vibration, when my heart is open, I know that they're there. And you are having this also now. There's part of your heart that is resonating to the words, even if you don't feel it. And if you do feel it, brilliant. I'm asking what they want me to do now. They have just said, which is the first, hand it over to you. Wow. That is the first. So congratulations, they're saying, hand it over to you. So what do you want to see? What do you want to ask? How does it feel with you? We're not here to talk to you. We're here to intermingle, integrate with you. You're my brothers and sisters. You're all of us. We are you and you are us. Just because the physical form separates us doesn't separate the heart, the love, the vibration of who we truly are, intermingled with you. So how can we be assistants to you here now? Anybody got any questions? If you're not going to come with that, you're not going to feel shy.
I'd like to ask you a question, Dennis. When you are trying to represent a non-physical being, how would it be as a spokesperson for the spiritual plane that sometime with people who doubt, don't understand, or don't have the awareness to understand, when would it not be appropriate to at least give us the tools like Jesus had to give evidence to these people who doubt it?
We understand your question, brother. However, some people will not understand the tools that we give them. For if you give them a tool and they don't know how to use it correctly, or no idea, some people just want you, us, and we talk to you as well because you are in a place of, we will say, delivering the words from the higher source. Sometimes you cannot give them the tools because if you do, they're not going to use them. So it's like saying we have to stand back until they come to a level of acceptance within themselves that they are seeking out for the tools and they will use. It's like saying, we will paraphrase like this, beloved. There is a car, can you drive it? No. You need to take lessons. Don't want to.
Can I just rephrase it then? What I meant to say is, as a representative of the source connection, whichever way you are connecting and trying to enlighten, I'm thinking more about us as an individual, to have the wherewithal to prove to people that the mind is so strong that you can prove to that person by elevating the mind that you can literally do anything. Because I come across myself where people
I understand.
don't understand, and because there's no evidence, there's no physical evidence, and when we're in a physical world, we're dealing with physical people. So, like, why I said Jesus was because supposedly in history, he was supposed to have done all these miracles. And that alleviates any doubts or any fears that you do have some power of some sort. I'm not saying that we would want them
Okay,
to follow
can
us.
we interrupt here, because it's going, well, it starts here, then goes over there, and we want to keep it in a way here.
Okay.
But if you give somebody, like we said before, the tools, people come and they say, prove it. He who we speak to now is not here to prove it, and neither are we. We are here to, in a way, in words that can be understood, to uplift people to a way that they, in a way, don't need proof. It comes from here. But when it comes from the heart, you don't need proof. Everything is connected as one, as we all should be. For when you use the mind, you become separate. And sometimes the mind has got to become separate, but it mustn't pull your mind into playing what they think you have to prove to them. Giving them the tools, everything comes from the mind, everything. And the tool is, think about the thoughts you are thinking. Take no barriers, no borders on your mind. It's about being in tune with oneself always. You cannot give to people if they are not ready to understand it. It is the same as the Bible says, like our beloved here mentioned Jesus Christ. You cannot cast pearls before swine. We will leave it there. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Is there anything else, beloveds, while we're here?
Is everybody capable of channeling?
Yes.
And how would you go about developing that skill?
There are many formats of how to become quiet. And the format that we would say is to form a particular guidance of what meditation you would use. If you're not, the mind is not still, then what you may call the higher plane, where your higher self lives, or has an expression at the moment, cannot communicate. So it's when you have peace and quiet. You could use painting as an example, or in your case, flower arranging. You see our sense of humour creeping in? Or foraging, right? You know what we mean by foraging, because you are having foraging workshops here. For when you concentrate on something, and then an outside force comes in, and it's not what you're concentrating on, that's a form of, where's that come from? It's like you could be thinking about a football match, and all of a sudden you see a cricket match. That wasn't my thought. That is the higher self-thought coming in to get your attention. So when you pay attention to that, you kind of say, which is the best way for me to learn how to meditate or to learn how to channel? Everybody has got it in them. But it's if they want to access it at this level. So there's many forms in many ways that you can access the higher realms. Question that I think one should ask is, how do I recognize when they're talking to me? And when you ask that question, they will bring it in a way, is what he says, who we speak through now, is give me the understanding that you're talking to me in a way that I can understand. And the power will form itself to the way that you can understand what is coming through at your level of cooperation at that time. But it will change as you change. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
So Dennis, the realisations that we actually, that you can get when you're still, which aren't in your language sometimes and beyond your understanding.
Yeah.
and sometimes are very subtle.
Yeah.
That is that channeling, even though there isn't a connection, there isn't a sort of
Yes.
acknowledged connection
Yes.
with other people.
Yes. It's the level that, at the moment, you say, we're paraphrasing your words here,
Yeah.
that you're not sure of, right?
Mm.
If you're not sure of it, it's like you know there's something happening,
Mm.
right? But it's being aware of that that's going to allow it to come in more.
Mm.
Because if you wasn't aware of it, you wouldn't even ask this question. So when you're aware of it, you are saying, show me in a way that I can understand it. So they're actually showing you in a way that you're aware of it now. Now the next step is going to the next stage. To say, how do I kind of, this is not the wrong word. How do I manipulate this to give me a greater understanding? And the greater understanding will come in its own time when you are ready to access that without even thinking about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it will be automatic. Because you're at that level. You've got the cup open under the tap, then you turn it on and it flows. But before, your cup wasn't there, but it's turned on, so it's wasted. So you put your cup on, turn the tap on, and it comes. But they will do that automatically.
Yes,
And that's the next level. It comes in levels, and when we are ready to accept it. And as we accept that level, we kind of integrate it within us. And then it comes to a point there where we have to just sit at that level for a time and integrate it so we really know about it. And then we go to the next level where sometimes we know what's going on, but we're not sure, we don't know how to say it or understand it. And that's the learning phase. But when you learn that, then that peters out. So in time it's like going up the steps. You go one step, you rest, and another step.
that's the way it feels.
So that's how it feels. So that's what they just showed me.
But the ego gets very impatient to take the next
Just
step.
keep saying it. Just keep saying when the time is right.
Mm.
Say the time is right now, but if it doesn't feel it, don't push it.
Mm.
Right. We see an ancient one at the top of your Christmas tree. We see an ancient one. Could be, we will say, old-fashioned guru. Right? We will see this ancient one at the top of your tree. So you are going towards ancient knowledge. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Are they correct?
Yes.
Thank you. For it is in that knowing that you are following something that has been set before you by somebody even greater and a greater knowledge, you know you're on the right path.
This is the same conversation I had earlier on today with somebody.
Thank you. For they're filling me with pins and needles now, so I know that they've answered it correctly or in a way that you can understand it. You are halfway. We are going to say halfway to being self-realised. We say halfway on purpose. So you will pull your finger out and get there quicker. That's a bit of a like, come on, you can do it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Well, they're saying congratulations, for you know where you are and you know the right questions to ask. For the knowledge you gain now, you'll be able to pass it on to other people. And someone just said, Namaste. Thank you. Namaste.
Yes. What's next for me?
Self-belief. Self-belief in what you get, how you get it, 5 minutes, how you deliver it, and what you do with it after. Do not let anybody pull you off your path, unless it's God himself. But you are part of God, so you know when you're doing it right. There are people behind you, unseen to you at the moment. I've just seen them, and they said, they are with you. They are part of you. and I see you walking back in time to integrate the energy with them. They are what you may call your ancestors, the ancient ones. And they come from what you may call Stone Age Druids, Celts. So it's in that area that you will be, or have been, working and will continue to gain knowledge that you'll be able to, in a way, readdress, revitalise, repackage, to give the healing to other people, in words and in physical touch. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Does that resonate with you?
Very much so.
Then we will leave you now. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 5 minutes remaining, beloveds. Is it? Yes?
Can you see ancestors around us all, or angels, or people, or...
Physically with my own eyes, no. Not now. I'm asking, they just said this is not the time, but when the time is right, we all see. For to bring that vibration in at this time, we would have to lower this said vibration to allow that working energy to manifest here in this room. But we'll talk about this later if you so desire. I'm just asking, is that okay? And they said, that's enough for now. We, when I say we, the collective source and I, would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us to talk, to share, to love you even greater. And what we ask you to do is to love yourself even greater now. For you are God. Don't ever, never forget that, beloveds. You're perfect and powerful. All we ask you to do is remember it. Re-educate yourself with it. Reintroduce yourself to it. For we are always at your side and always available. For we are as one as the Council of 12. We bow before you. Good night. From me, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.